A long time ago, Anumadasi Supreme Buddha was born into this world. At that time, a son named Sarada was born into a Brahmin family. This son was a very meritorious person. After his father's death, Sarada became the only heir to the family's wealth. But while he was enjoying this luxurious life, he became dissatisfied with all sensual pleasures. Being dissatisfied with the household life, he left all his wealth and decided to go into the forest. When he asked his best friend Sirivadda whether he too would like to renounce this worldly life and go forth, Sirivadda expressed his unwillingness to do so. As a result, Sarada Brahmin decided to renounce the household life and go into the forest to meditate on his own. He lived as an ascetic in the foothills of the Mount Himalaya in a blissful concentration. With time, approximately 74,000 students joined him. With the guidance of ascetic Sarada in meditation, even these students were able to attain the stages of blissful concentration. One day, in the early morning, when Anumadasi Supreme Buddha was looking at the world through his divine eye, he saw the most fortunate Sarada Brahmin and decided to visit him when his followers were not present. As soon as he saw the Anumadasi Supreme Buddha coming towards his monastery, Sarada Brahmin immediately recognized the 32 signs of a great being and thought that, according to these signs, this recluse must definitely be a great Supreme Buddha. After feeling very happy, Sarada Brahmin worshipped the Supreme Buddha and invited the Great One to sit on a higher seat. At this moment, the disciples of Brahmin Sarada came back to the monastery after looking for food. They were amazed by what they saw. They had thought that there was no person higher in this world than their own teacher. But the disciples who were amazed by this incident realized that the great being who was seated on the higher seat was definitely superior to their teacher and worshipped the Supreme Buddha. Sarada Brahmin addressed his followers and chose the best fruits available and offered them to the Anumadasi Supreme Buddha, together with clean water. After finishing the meal, the Supreme Buddha determined, "May my two chief disciples come to this place with the community of Sangha." The two disciples saw their great teacher's wish and went to the Supreme Buddha with approximately 100,000 noble monks. After seeing this incident, Sarada Brahmin addressed his followers and asked them to go into the forest and bring back flowers. To arrange seating for the Supreme Buddha, the two chief disciples, and the community of Sangha. Sarada Brahmin held an umbrella made out of flowers over the Supreme Buddha. The rest of the crowd faced towards the Supreme One and paid their homage. In this way, Sarada Brahmin held the umbrella over the Great One for full 7 days, during which the Supreme Buddha was in a blissful concentration. After 7 days, the Supreme Buddha awoke from the blissful concentration and preached the noble Dhamma. After listening to the Dhamma, the 74,000 followers attained arahantship. But Sarada Brahmin was not able to attain any higher stages of realization. During Anumadasi Supreme Buddha's dispensation, Sarada Brahman accumulated lots of merits by giving alms. After Sarada Brahman's death, he was born in the divine and Brahma worlds. When it was time for Siddhartha Gautama Supreme Buddha to be born, Sarada Brahman was born as Upatissa into a Brahman family in the village of Nalaka of the town of Rajagaha in the country of Magadha. His father was namely Vangadatta and mother Rupasari. Because he was the son of Rupasari, he was called Sariputta, Sari's son. Prince Upatissa had a best friend named Kolita. In their youthful age, both Upatissa and Kolita became dissatisfied with their lay lives and renounced their worldly life. But they became recluses under the Brahman Sanjaya. In a very short time, they became Sanjaya's best students. Realizing that they cannot achieve the ultimate bliss of happiness through Sanjaya's teachings, they decided to leave Sanjaya and find the ultimate bliss of happiness on their own. During this time, recluse Upatissa came across a monk who encompassed a serene demeanor. He was the fifth disciple of the first five disciples of the Gautama Supreme Buddha, the Great Arahant Assaji. Young Upatissa worshipped Venerable Assaji and realized that he was a disciple of the Supreme Buddha. He inquired about the teachings of the Supreme Buddha. To the best of his ability, Venerable Assaji preached the noble Dhamma in a single stanza to young Upatissa.
Ye Dhamma ye tu Bhagava te sang ye tu tathagato te sang jayo nirodho evang vati mahasamano.
If there is a cause for something to arise, then that cause is revealed by the Blessed One. If something is to be impermanent, the reason for that impermanence is revealed by the Blessed One. The Supreme One preaches this kind of Dhamma. Upon hearing the first two sentences of this verse, recluse Upatissa became a stream enterer. Then he kindly inquired about the whereabouts of the Blessed One. Upon revering Venerable Assaji, Upatissa quickly left to find his friend Kolita to share this noble Dhamma. After meeting Kolita, he accurately taught him the only stanza he had learned. Kolita heard the four-sentence stanza from Upatissa, a noble disciple of the Supreme Buddha. As soon as the four sentences were finished, Kolita too became a stream enterer.